My chess rating on puzzles is 1630. Okay, we're white to move. Gotta give a checkmate. So first of all, I'm seeing a discovered check when we move the knight. So that's checkmate as it is. Alright, black to move. Find a way to win material. Black to move. We'll probably end up winning this knight. This knight can't really do anything too crazy. So I think putting him in check does something. It forces him to move. There's a discovered attack on the knight if we move the pawn up. But then he just takes our knight. Bishop isn't really doing anything crazy. It's hard to see this one. Okay, I'm seeing it now. I'm gonna want to take this pawn on c3 with my knight, and he's gonna take back. Oh, never mind. I was seeing him taking back, and then I can fork his rook with my queen, putting him in check. But his knight stops this attack. So back to the drawing board. Yeah, because he could just take my knight. So that's not the idea. Oh, we've been through this puzzle before, haven't we? Maybe something similar. It's the same idea, I think. We put him in check, he puts his pawn down. We take with the knight on g3, and then if he takes, we take his rook, and if he doesn't take, then we just take his rook with our knight. So check, knight, rook. Okay, checkmate with black pieces. We have a check right here. That's a pretty good check. He would have to... Well, he has a lot of options, so maybe it's not that. Okay, we keep the knight where it's at. It's blocking this square for the king. So when we... Yeah, that's just checkmate. White to move. Checkmating black. Almost this, but the bishop stops it, right? Because if the bishop wasn't there, he would take with his queen. We would take with our queen. And then that's not even checkmate, really. Knight stops the E pawn from being pushed, I think. But even then, if it was the queen, we'd be in check. So that's not good. No en passant happening here. Okay. I'm seeing the queen to h5. King has to go here. We push the e-pawn anyway, even though the knight is there. And no, we win it with just by putting the king on f7, queen on f7. That's checkmate. Black to move, calculate, and you'll win my knight. Calculate correctly. So we're gonna win knight, white's knight is what we need to do. Definitely not blundering our knight there. I also feel like we've been in this position before, maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, so let's see. If we just take the knight with our rook, he takes back. We take with the queen. But then he takes, and we have checkmate. Because his queen and rook is looking at my king, nowhere to go. And blocking with my queen would just blunder it. So that wouldn't work. Taking with the rook, I don't think that works. Unless he takes, and then no, I can't take because it's defended by that pawn. I think we don't want to lose the queen. So I feel like we have to move with the queen. I'd like to put him in check, but I just don't see it. Okay, we take his rook. Oh, I see it. We take the rook on d6 with our rook. He takes with his pawn. Then we take his knight with our rook. Then he takes rook. And then we take rook. I think that's it. And then this pawn can go here, and then we can just go under it. So let's try that. Definitely don't want to take the pawn because it's defended by the knight. Yeah, that was the idea. Nice. Win the queen, we're white. So win the black queen. Not so sure you can fork a queen. Well, you can with a knight, but not with a queen. I don't think. Because if your queen can see their queen can see your queen. Okay, so maybe I'm seeing this. A skewer could possibly win us the queen. This is not easy. I'm thinking putting him in put him in check. He has to go down with his king. Oh, and then we fork his queen. Yes, that's certainly the idea. Nice. Okay, we can win material. Presumably with a tactic. I'm already seeing this. He takes, we take. And then if he comes here, we just, you know, come back down. And ultimately, that would mean we won 2 points. And if he doesn't take, we take a knight and we fork his bishop or his rooks, so he has to. Ah. Yeah, but that doesn't make sense. See, he says that was a good attempt, but once I go here, you don't have a strong way to respond. Of course I do. I take the rook. Oh, but we did not see that this right here. That's a glaring weakness. I didn't even see the queen there. I'm not even looking at the board. So dumb. Yeah, so it's obviously bishop here, we win the rook. Gosh, if I would have just seen that. If I looked at the board. Okay, black to move. Don't leave your game up to luck. There's only one good way forward. Black to move. Yeah, definitely discovered check. Taking the pawn and then just take the rook. Even if, you know, he goes like this, we take the rook. He can take and then we take back with our knight. So yeah, that's the way to go. Yep. Checkmate is waiting. Okay, we're black to move. Let's look at the board for once. These are our two main pieces. He has three main pieces. I'd call this a main piece. Obviously, I mean, we almost have where we push the king back and then we put our queen up, but he has two attackers. And so that trick doesn't work, does it? Oh, it does, because once our queen goes here, his king backs up, we go out here. And then his bishop blocks. And we take with the rook. Queen takes. I guess it doesn't matter what we take with, but then we take the queen. And yeah, it does matter. We have to take with the rook first because the queen prevents his knight hiding here. And so it goes queen here, queen here. Let me. Okay, queen to f2, queen to e1, rook to f1, queen to f1 is checkmate. All right, solved. Okay, think about checkmate, white to move. I'm thinking about this already. How can it be much different? Yeah, it's kind of a weird one. Queen to h7 brings, or yeah, puts his king onto f8. Yeah, then we can't win his queen. We push a pawn up, puts him in check, but then he can just take, and then we take, and then he takes. So that wouldn't be, we'd lose our queen and our pawn. It would just be down a queen. Think about checkmate. I do think the queen has to come over here to h7. He goes here. Oh, okay. We go up. We just push up to h8. And then yeah, it's checkmate. Queen h7, queen h8. Nice. Checkmate. Black to move. Okay, what do we have? We have a queen, a rook, a knight, and a bishop. I think the main attackers are going to be the rook and the queen, probably. He's got the two rooks and the queen. Of course, the queen stops knight to f2, it looks like. We take the queen, but then he just wins with the rook. Oh, okay. Okay, I found it. Queen is keeping g1 locked in. King can't move there. As long as we keep our queen there, king can't move there. Take the knight to g3, and it's attacking the king, and it's attacking the rook, and it's attacking the queen. Since it's attacking the king, then it's under check, so he has to address it. The only way he can is by using his h pawn, pushing it to take the knight, and then the rook delivers checkmate. So it's a knight and then rook. Knight sacrifice. White to move. Okay, we have to calculate and win material. So, a couple things I'm seeing. I'm seeing a fork, but then he just takes the knight. I'm seeing the queen goes to h5. He's in check. But then he just puts a pawn down. And that doesn't help us at all, does it? So, then the queen can't take that knight because it's totally defended. We may want to look at taking this knight. Let's see. Take. Yeah, I don't see any of that. I don't see any of that working. It's not easy. I'm not seeing it. However, if we if we fork his rook and his queen, he has to either we win material and we win the puzzle. Of course, that's not going to happen. So he would move his king to take it. Now his king is here. So this piece is out. Then we can deliver check. But we're just really not looking at any crazy pieces. So that doesn't really work. I mean, I'm seeing maybe queen to g3, looking up here, but even that doesn't win material. That does not win material, does it? Not enough material. Oh no, we can't. His knight is blocking that space anyways. Maybe I just need to look at it simply. This pawn gives me a lot of trouble because I'd like to just take this knight. Oh, maybe, let's see. Trying to think if this knight isn't here. I'm seeing that fork. So let's see. We get rid of the knight. He goes here. We can't go there. If we just go here, he takes our knight. Takes. We're just down. I see the problem where he has a lot of pressure on two of our pieces. Oh no, and then we even it out. So hang on, let's see. I feel like we have to make an active move. We take his knight. He takes. We take. I don't know. He takes with that. Or does he choose to keep it and go there? That's too hard for me to calculate. I don't know. That must not be the line. Okay, maybe we just put him in check. And then if he moves, we send the knight up. This bishop is defended, so that wouldn't be really losing material. He can't fork us with anything, so I think... what did I have? Queen here. Pawn comes down. He can't move his king here or here because of the knight. I mean, he can move it there or there, but let's just focus on this line real quick, this idea. So, queen to h5. Pawn to g6. Knight takes, and we're threatening that rook again. Let's try it. Nice. Took a while. That one took 6 minutes. 6.5 minutes about. Okay, checkmate. Need to checkmate black. So what do we have on the board? We have a rook, 2 rooks. This rook I don't think will do anything. I think this rook is probably going to have a play. This bishop and this knight probably. He's got a queen, 2 rooks, and a knight. So he's up pieces for sure. But we're going to win this. Maybe we could play around with the knight a lot. We can put him in check. What's he do? All he can do is move. So we can force his king to h8. His king is on h8 as far as I'm concerned. Problem is this pawn, because we could then take the knight here, but this pawn can take. This bishop is then useless because we don't have his king's not even there. Because I'm thinking about pushing this rook up. We kind of get totally broken up if we go here. Knight to f6, pawn takes. Blunder the rook. I'm thinking, my intuition tells me knight to e7. Knight to e7, he has to move. Maybe... I'm running out of pieces. Okay, so knight to e7. Yeah, okay, maybe this can work. Let's see, knight to e7. He pushes his king to h8. We actually sacrifice the bishop, so this pawn is not there. Knight is still here. His king is here. He goes down. That's when we take the knight and put it here to put him in check, and he can't take because the pin, his pawn is actually pinned by the rook. So that's the idea. So what are we doing? Knight to e7 and then sacrifice the bishop, which it should say that's a brilliant move. He goes here and then we go down here. That pawn is no longer there. The pawn that I didn't like will be gone. So check, sacrifice. No! Oh, he can put me in check. Darn. But that was the right idea, right? We did push. So we sacrificed this. How does this work? I'm not seeing it. Oh, the other rook. The other rook. The one I thought wasn't good. The one I assumed. I foolishly assumed. I supposed it wasn't going to do anything. So here the knight is a huge, it's a pin, it's a pinning piece, it's just an outpost, right? Like, you go here, and that square, that's the square. That is amazing. Let's just look at that position. So I want to see this, and I want to see when it's here. He pushes back, and that is the square. The knight does two things at once. Must remember that. Two or more, typically. Yeah. That's awesome. Next puzzle. How to win the black rook. Goodness. I do see a way. I do see a way. I see bishop takes the pawn on f7. And then you can't take because it's the rook is looking down the f file, and then this bishop can take this take the rook. Yes. Oh my goodness, what else does it want me to do? Okay, I take the bishop. Nice. Alright, let's do one more. Win my rook to win the puzzle. I'm seeing this. Okay, I guess that doesn't really... Oh, okay, I'm seeing this. Nope. he takes, I take. Can it be that simple? Rook to h8. I guess he could go here. And then if we take... Yeah, I don't think that works. There's got to be something with these bishops here. Let's try it. Ah, I hate that. How is that not a strong follow-up? We just traded rooks. I'm an idiot. I am an idiot with that. All right, so let's go here. The more obvious, I guess. A check. And now this rook goes for a check. It's a ladder, so he has to go over here, then we win his rook. Man, I wish I saw that. Let's do that again. Wow. Oops. Okay. Gotta get into the habit of seeing these checks and taking advantage of them. Checks are more powerful than I thought, I guess.